2352 AC 2329 is brought by the Cambridge Police Department, the complainant, against Jonathan Lanfear of Winchester, the accused. Counsel, can you confirm for me that the address that appears on the application is correct?
I believe that it is,
Okay.
although the notice of the hearing went to my office.
Okay, because you requested that.
Correct.
Okay.
And we would, should there be any future process, ask that it also
Okay.
go to my office.
That will be so noted. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not there's probable cause to issue a criminal complaint formally charging Mr. Lanfear with the criminal offense of one count of sex for a fee alleged to have occurred on June 27th, 2023 in the city of Cambridge. Counsel, your client received notice through you, and his appearance was not waived at this time. Thus, I'm not inclined to hear testimony from you.
I understand that. I reserve the right to make a legal argument based on the Commonwealth's presentation, but I will not offer any testimony.
Okay, thank you. Before we begin, can I swear you in? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Jared Cabral from Cambridge Police. I'm reading from a police report written by Cambridge Police Detective Colazzo. From at least July 2020 until at least November 2023, I, in my capacity as a task force officer and other members of Homeland Security investigations, identified multiple residences operating as brothels in Cambridge and Watertown. These locations included, but were not limited to, 90 Fawcett Street, Cambridge, Mass., units 109, 435, and 530. I'm aware that women were advertised on BostonTop10.com, which is known as the brothel website. When sex buyers were interested in engaging in sex for a fee with women available on the brothel website, they contacted a phone number associated with the brothel website, ending in 5147, known as the brothel phone. All communications about appointments, like time, duration, location, price, type of sexual service, stage name of the women engaging in sexual service, and other logistics generally occurred via text message exchanges with the brothel phone and the interested sex buyer. A federal search warrant was executed on the brothel phone. Pursuant to that search warrant, sex buyers were identified from the analysis of the brothel phone. Phone number ending in 3515 was identified. A law enforcement database search of that phone number revealed that the user of the phone during that time period was Jonathan Lanfear, year of birth 1968. A subpoena for that phone number indicated that the number was registered to Lanfear. The phone number was also associated with Lanfear's passport application. I reviewed the communications between Lanfear and the brothel phone. Those conversations involved agreements to pay for commercial sex, as well as the scheduling of the Commercial Sex Act. One such example of conversations occurred on June 27, 2023, and is summarized below. Lanfear's phone texts the brothel phone, said, "Hello, is Ren available tonight around 6 p.m.? Brothel phone says, "Yes, available. Donations for Ren or Sherry. Only GFE services, no BB services. Do not share with her that we are offering extra services." They instruct to pick one of the above options. Lanfear's phone says, "Tiffany is gone, right?" Brothel phone says, "Gone." Okay, if Ren is still available, we'll do 60 minutes. Brothel phone says, "Available at 6 p.m. Lanfear's phone says, "Yes, 6 p.m. with Ren, GFE, 1 hour, $340. 90 Fawcett Street, Cambridge, Mass." They say, "Thanks." At some point, Lanfear's phone says, "Arrived." Brothel phone says, "Okay, let me know at the side door." Then Lanfear's phone says, "At the door." They say, "Okay, open." Instruct to room 435. Enjoy. Lanfear's phone liked the message. Okay, open. Based on the following, based on the above, coupled with my training and experience and familiarity with this investigation, I believe Lanfear agreed with another, that is the user of the brothel phone, to engage in commercial sex with an unknown female with the stage name of Ren for 1 hour at the price of $340. Based on the above, I'm aware from text messages that Lanfear indicated he was present at the brothel 5:49 p.m. I pulled surveillance footage of the publicly accessible 4th floor of 90 Foster Street, Cambridge, and observed the male enter room 435 at 5:51 p.m. and exit room 435 at approximately 6:52 p.m., consistent with the amount of time that Lanfear paid for commercial sex. On June 27, 2023, investigators, including myself, involved in a federal investigation were conducting surveillance in the area of 90 Foster Street. That day, at approximately 5:51 p.m., investigators observed on video surveillance a male wearing blue jeans, a white shirt, and a blue blazer enter unit 435 of 90 Foster Street. The male did not use a key and appeared to have been let in. At 6:52 p.m., investigators observed the same male exit unit 435 and ultimately exit the building. I and another investigator approached the male who had just exited 90 Fawcett after having stayed inside unit 435 for approximately 1 hour. We stopped the man as he entered a gray Toyota. I asked for identification. He produced a mass driver's license in the name of Jonathan Lanfear. The license photograph depicted the man that we stopped outside of 90 Fawcett Street. I asked Lanfear where he was coming from and what he was doing in Cambridge. Lanfear stated he was visiting a friend. We asked Lanfear what he had been doing inside of 90 Foster Street, and he invoked his right to attorney. To be concluded, and Lanfear left the area. Based on my training and experience, I'm aware that some of the abbreviations used in the above text message exchange between Lanfear and the brothel phone are commonly used in the commercial sex trade. For example, GFE refers to girlfriend experience and provides a more intimate experience and blurs the boundaries between a financial transaction and a romantic relationship, typically including any and all sex acts, including up to vaginal and oral intercourse. I'm aware that the term donation is often used to refer to a person paying a fee to engage in commercial sex. Based on the above text messages, physical surveillance and surveillance video, I believe there's probable cause to believe that Lanfear did pay, agree to pay, or offer to pay another individual to engage in a commercial sex act. Lanfear made such agreements on multiple dates between January 1st, 2021 and June 27th, 2023, including but not limited to June 27th, 2023. These agreements were with at least one of the operators of the brothel phone and were agreements to engage in commercial sex with women advertised on the brothel website. That is the end of the report.
Thank you. Counsel?
So, again, I'm not offering testimony from my client. I would challenge the notion that there's probable cause in this instance. I listened to the officer's recitation of the report. There are a lot of conclusions that are drawn that are not necessarily, they do not necessarily follow from the interactions and the information that the officer got. First of all, there's a reference to this location as a brothel. There's a reference to a phone as a brothel phone. There's no evidence whatsoever that my client knew that this was a brothel, nor that he was talking to a brothel phone. All of the offers that were made in this case, particularly with regard to abbreviations, were made by the brothel phone, what they call the brothel phone. My client in this case did not acknowledge that he even knew what those abbreviations were. In terms of it being a stage name, there's no evidence that my client knew this was a stage name as opposed to a real name. The Commonwealth does not have anybody to testify about what actually occurred within that room. There's no evidence that any money exchanged hands. There's simply a reasonable suspicion here as to what was going on, perhaps based on a larger investigation, but it does not rise to the level of probable cause, and on that basis I'd ask you to deny the complaint.
Thank you. Anything else, Counselor?
That's it.
Complainant, anything you would like to add?
I'll just note that Detective Colazzo's report also references that a paragraph that I didn't read previously. I reviewed the brothel phone and observed text messages between Lanfear and the brothel phone dating back to February of 2021. It's clear from my review of those messages, which are attached, that Lanfear agreed to engage in commercial sex with women being offered by the brothel's phone on multiple dates during that time period, including but not limited to February 15th, April 21st, June 8th of 2021, January 3rd, February 13th, March 16th, March 19th, April 2nd, April 23rd of 2022, and then again on June 27th, 2023. Only the June 27th, 2023 date is the date that is being named in the application of complaint.
And the only thing I'd add is that those are all, again, conclusions that the police drew. There's not sufficient evidence to back up those conclusions based on what the court has heard.
Based on the evidence presented today, I find that there is sufficient evidence to establish probable cause to issue a criminal complaint. Counselor, you have requested already on the record that any paperwork should be sent to you. The defendant will be summoned to appear in Cambridge District Court in a few weeks for arraignment. You will obviously advise him if he fails to appear, that a warrant could issue for his arrest.
He understands that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I believe I have the next one as well.
Okay. Just give me a few minutes just to fill out some paperwork, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Ray.
Docket 2452, AC 0786. Counsel, are you answering for that docket?
Yes.
Thank you. This application for criminal complaint, docket number 2452 AC 786, is brought by the Cambridge Police Department. The complainant against Pin Hao Chow, residing in Newton, the accused. Counsel, can you confirm that address for me that's on the application for criminal complaint?
Yes, although again, if process does issue, I'd ask that it go to my office.
Very good. Thank you. Again, the purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not there's probable cause to issue a criminal complaint formally charging Mr. Chow with the criminal offense of one count of sex for a fee alleged to have occurred on March 24th, 2024 in the city of Cambridge. Before we begin, can I swear you in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you very much.
Lieutenant Jared Probable, Cambridge Police, reading from a police report written by Detective Colazzo, Cambridge Police, from at least July 2020 until November 2023. I, in my capacity as a task force officer and other members of Homeland Security investigations, identified multiple residences operating as brothels in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Watertown. Those locations were included, but not limited to 90 Fawcett Street in Cambridge, Mass., units 109, 435, and 530. I'm aware that women were advertised on BostonTop10.com, the brothel website. When sex buyers were interested in engaging in sex for a fee with women available on the brothel website, they contacted a phone number associated with the brothel website ending in 5147, known as the brothel phone. All communications about appointments like time, duration, location, price, type of sexual service, stage name of the women engaging in sexual services, and other logistics generally occurred via text message exchange with the brothel phone and the interested sex buyer. A federal search warrant was executed on the brothel phone. Pursuant to that search warrant, sex buyers were identified from the analysis of the brothel phone. Phone number ending in 4662 was identified. A law enforcement database search for this phone number revealed that the subscriber to this phone number during that time period was Pin Hao Chow, date of birth in 1992. Subpoena sent for the subscriber information for this phone number revealed Pin Hao Chow was the subscriber and the user of the phone number. I reviewed the communications between Chow and the brothel phone. Those conversations involve agreements to pay for commercial sex, as well as the scheduling of the Commercial Sex Act. One example of such conversation occurred on March 24th, 2023, and is summarized below. Chow's phone text, anyone free at Watertown tonight, anytime after 7. Brothel phone says, only Litzy, Latina. He says, how about Cambridge? Brothel phone, 5:30 p.m. Jamie, 5:30 the earliest. Child's phone says 7:30 p.m. Question mark. Brothel phone, 6:45 p.m., 1 hour, or 9:15 p.m. Child's phone says 9:15. Brothel phone, GFE, 1 hour, 3:40. Child says yes. Brothel phone, okay, 9:15 with E. Jamie, GFR, 1 hour, 3:40. Drive safe. Message is read. Child says, just parked. Should I walk over? Brothel phone replies back, 1 minute, please. They say, let me know at the front side door. She's ready. Child says, walking over, I'm here. They direct child to room 109. Joy. Child says, I'm in. Based on the above, coupled with my training and experience and familiarity with this investigation, I believe that Chow agreed with another, that is the user of the brothel phone, to engage in commercial sex with an unidentified female with the stage name of Jamie for 1 hour for the price of $340. Based upon the above, I'm aware from the text messages that Chow indicated he was present at the brothel approximately 1:13 a.m. Which is not, they use UTC, which would be 9:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 24th, 2023. I pulled surveillance footage from this date and time for the publicly accessible first floor of 90 Foster Street apartment building in Cambridge. I observed the male enter Unit 109 at 9:14 p.m. and exit Unit 109 at approximately 10:12 p.m., consistent with the amount of time the child paid for commercial sex. I reviewed a photocopy copy of a photograph on file at the Mass RMV for Pinhao Chow and compared it to the surveillance footage that I reviewed described above. The appearance of the person in the Chow RMV photograph is fairly consistent with that of the person in the surveillance footage at the brothel location. Based on my training and experience, I'm aware that some of the abbreviations used in the above text messages between Chow and the brothel phone are commonly used in the commercial sex trade. For example, GFE refers to the girlfriend experience and provides a more intimate experience and blurs the boundaries between a financial transaction and a romantic relationship, typically including any and all sex acts up to vaginal and oral intercourse. I'm aware that the term donation is often used to refer to a person paying a fee to engage in commercial sex. Based on the above text messages and video surveillance video, I believe there's probable cause to believe that Chow did pay, agree to pay, or offer to pay another individual to engage in commercial sex act. Chow made such agreements on multiple dates between January 1st, 2023 and November 7th, 23, including but not limited to March 24th, 23. These agreements were with at least one of the operators of the brothel phone and were agreements to engage in commercial sex with women advertised on the brothel website. It's the end of the report.
Thank you. Counselor, a couple housekeeping. Notice attorney of record. It's it looks like an attorney in your office.
He's my partner.
Okay.
Yes.
So
if you need an
fine.
individual appearance from me, I'm happy to.
That would be great at some point. That would be great. We can take care of that. And your client failed to appear.
Yes.
So.
Strictly legal argument. I won't
Okay.
be offering any testimony. So, with regard to this particular case, the exchange that the police have introduced, essentially, in terms of my client's participation in that, was basically asking if anybody was free in Watertown, then in Cambridge, then talking about a time, then saying he parked and he's there walking over. There's no mention of any donation. There's one line from the brothel phone that says GFE 1 hour 340. Granting that the police have expertise in this area to know what GFE means, there's no indication that my client knows what that means. And again, There's no indication of any witnesses as to what happened within that residence, if anything happened. There's no physical evidence that's been mentioned, and this is all, in my view, rank speculation. So I would ask the court to deny the complaint for lack of probable cause.
Thank you. Cambridge?
I would just say that as in the last case, similar paragraph, Detective Collazo wrote, I have also reviewed text messages between child's phone number and the brothel phone from other dates in which it is clear the child agreed to pay to engage in commercial sex at one of the brothel locations. Such agreements occurred on February 26th, March 6th, 18th, 25th, April 21st, 29th, May 9th, 25th, July 8th, August 14th, 28th, and September 5th, all in the year 2023. So I'm charged with one of the visits.
And just on that, I think the reasonable inference is the one that they pulled out on March 24th had to be the best evidence that they had. Why else would they choose that? And if that's unclear with regard to any agreement for sex for a fee, then the conclusory statement that it was clear that he paid to engage in commercial sex on the other dates, I think fails to hold water. So I would rest on that argument.
Thank you, Counselor. Based on the evidence presented today, I find that there is sufficient evidence to establish probable cause to issue a criminal complaint. As you requested, I will send notice to you with the summons to appear in Cambridge District Court in Medford in a few weeks. Please let them know if he fails to appear, a warrant could issue.
We'll do, and I'll fill out that appearance of counsel.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. So the last hearing scheduled for today has been waived. The application for criminal complaint, docket number 2352, AC 2327, Cambridge Police Department, the complainant against Patrick Walsh, the accused. The defendant was not contesting probable cause in this case. I have reviewed the application for criminal complaint and have found that there was sufficient evidence to establish probable cause, and the complaint is to issue. And that is the end of the hearings today. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.